my recent video about a picnic in Lake Tahoe, I showed you a bread that I made with a sandwich that we make at home. We've been making it for years. It's completely vegan. I don't eat bread that much, but my husband eats bread a lot, so it is something that we make in our household a lot. Very simple ingredients, so that's what this video is all about. I'm gonna show you how to make it. It is literally the simplest way to make bread that I've ever seen, and I hope you guys enjoy. So here's what you'll need. You're gonna need a big mixing bowl, 3 cups of organic unbleached flour, half a teaspoon of active dry yeast, 1.5 cups of water, 1.5 teaspoons of Himalayan or sea salt, and this is optional, but you can add 1/3 cup of seeds of your choice, like flaxseed or sunflower seeds. You're also gonna need a cast iron pot with a lid, which I will show you in just a little bit. All you wanna do is just put all the ingredients into the bowl and start mixing. So I just like to put the dry ingredients first. I just find it's a little bit less messy. And then I put in the water. If you are adding seeds, you have a choice to either add them now or add them later after the dough is kind of ready and right before you bake it. In this time, I added them here. A lot of times I make this bread without seeds at all, and it just depends on your preference. You're gonna add water. Depending on your altitude that you're at, you may need to add a little bit more water or less, but I always say that this is a good starting point. If you're wearing any jewelry, you want to take it off because you're totally going to get it full of dough, and I don't want to be married to the bread man. So let me go ahead and speed this up. This is just mixing in the ingredients together. Literally, I just use one hand because it gets kind of sticky there, as you can see. And then if I need a second hand, I will go on in and do that. The thing about this bread is literally, it is so simple. I know I keep saying that, but it's really true. This is like a matter of minutes, gathering those ingredients together, mixing them together in a bowl, and that's about it. When you are finished thoroughly mixing the bread so that you don't really have any major lumps or anything like that, you're gonna wanna wash your hands off. And then you're just going to cover the bowl with a plate, and you're going to let it sit in a covered area in like room temperature and just leave it there for 12 to 24 hours. So this is the next day. This is my cast iron pot. You need to make sure it has a lid. It's very important because this whole thing will go into the oven. And then I just want to spotlight the flour I'm using. This is organic, it's unbleached, it's non-GMO. All these things are very important to me personally when I'm making this bread. Okay, so now you just want to flour your surface that you're going to roll the bread out onto. And like I said, this has been sitting, this actually bread was sitting for 24 hours. And so now I'm just going to knead it for a very small amount of time and make it into a nice little ball. You will see that you just need to do this like less than a minute, I would say. It's truly like maybe 30 seconds, a minute. And then what you're going to do after you feel like you've got a good, nice lump of dough is cover it. You're going to cover it with that same bowl, and it is just going to take a nap for an hour. I love that little phrase. I think it's so cute. My dough is just gonna take a nap. And while it's taking a nap, probably about halfway through, excuse the jankety oven, by the way, all of those buttons burned off. You're going to set the oven to 450. And once it's heated up, you're going to actually put the entire cast iron pan, nothing in it, lid and all, and you're going to let the pan itself, or pot, really, really warm up and heat up. Okay, so it's been an hour. This bread has risen slightly from its little nap, and what you're going to do is just knead it once more. So in total, over the 24-hour period, this bread has been kneaded 3 times only. I mean, that's pretty unbelievable. Once you feel like you've got it in a good shape, then you're just going to start to bake it. But I do want to say, and I kind of messed up in this particular bread, that you want to make sure that the top is nice and even. You will see why later. It still tastes wonderful, but just you'll see. Okay, so this is the pot. It's come out of the oven at 450 degrees. It's extremely hot. You want to just flour the bottom just lightly. You don't need to really go crazy with the flour because then the bottom of your bread is going to be super floury. Take your bread and plop it in there like so. Plop. Beautiful. And then you put the lid back on, and then all you do is stick it back in the oven. Be careful because cast iron pots hold a lot of heat, and boy, have I burned my hand a couple times with a wet rag. Okay, now you just want to stick it back in the oven, and you want to set the timer for 30 minutes. I don't use microwaves. I hate microwaves. This is not my house, but the only reason I'm using a microwave is for the timer. So after 30 minutes have gone by, you're simply going to take the lid off. That's it. See how beautiful it is? But see how the top is kind of like an owl? because I didn't quite get it soft and smooth on the top. Anyways, you're gonna put it back in, no lid, and you're going to set the timer for 15 more minutes. I would definitely just keep an eye on it in case your oven is hotter than mine or not so hot. And this is the finished product. After it's done, obviously you just dump it out onto a surface so that it can cool. It is absolutely beautiful. So please let me know if you try this recipe and if you like it. I certainly do. I think it's so good. Hi Dad, how you doing back there? And if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Tumblr, and I will see you next time.